Careful, you see that line, that mate, what is that? Spike, right beam. Okay, coming left to avoid. Roger. And we had to have a flashing past. I lost control. I don't know what the hell's going on. What the fuck? Is this a connection thing? Completely lost control. We are attacked, we are attacked.
What's the situation, Trevor?
Ammo is under attack, evading north, dumping ordnance.
Have you got a man on that Sherman? Have you got a man on that Sherman?
Negative right. Co-altitude with us, diving down. What is that? Yeah.
Hello and welcome back to the Reapers. So we've got a brand new groundbreaking campaign, but before we sell that to you, got to do all my usual thanks. Thank you to Trig Levegaard, to Casey Freeman, Cedric Taylor and Howen Zhang. Many thanks, keeping us going and giving us a cherry on top. Right, so we've got a new campaign and it's a bit different to normal. So normally we have campaigns, it's one mission after the other, and each mission loosely ties to the other one. But the mission outcome of each mission doesn't directly affect the subsequent mission. So we've got something a little different in this case. We've got a fully dynamic campaign. So we've got this great walking swathe of land here, which we'll have to explain to us soon, like 300-400 miles or something like that long. And it represents an entire country rather than just a part of a country that we usually look at, and hundreds of essentially SAM systems and bases and stuff like that. And basically every day, we're on day one at the moment, we're going to do a mission within this dynamic campaign, and that directly affects what we get on the next day. So if we blow something up on day one, it will be destroyed in day two. We don't know really whether it's going to work. We're going to hope it's going to work, obviously, so we're going to give it a first try. That's all you need from me, so I'll hand it over to Coffee to explain what the intentions of the campaign were and how we start off.
Okay, so the campaign is, you could liken it to a game of Dungeons and Dragons, in which there are no super specific rules apart from combat. So you can make your own plans, you can use your own imagination to kind of come up with tactics and things that you want to do with the assets that you have. And that's not something I'm going to limit too much. If you want to have something done, let me know and I'll move, say, a carrier group 50 miles south or what have you. So imagination is the limit and make use of it. Obviously you have equipment limitations because you are fighting for a country called North America. So we have two countries that have been fighting for more than a decade now, about 15 years, and it's time to escalate the things to a full blown out war. So Sosievska and North America have been struggling to keep good relations, and now North America has conducted a biological weapons test. So Sosievska is forced to do what any good country does and adds more sanctions to them. However, because North can't really keep up with the sanctions anymore, they have to do something about it. And now they are invading Sosievska. Grim Reapers has been hired by North American Air Force. Now, North American Air Force is complete fucking shambles, so they can't do much on their own, but they have plenty of aircraft. And yeah, you guys, as Grim Reapers, will primarily be handling all of the war from the air, and the North American ground guys will come and sweep and found VARPs and whatnot as you progress.
Right, okay, so we're using this other country's aircraft. Now, you said there was aircraft limits. Do we have a empirical list anywhere of these aircraft limits?
Not yet. I'll have to kind of see how it balances out.
Roger, yeah, to get a feel for it after the first couple of days, I suppose.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, because we'll need to make some kind of battle plan. Do we know where the Blues start off from, i.e. which airfields? I know you sent me a private message, but...
Yes, Blue Team has... Alright, so the map is based on the Georgia map. So Georgia, as a country, is now dubbed Sosievska, and the Russian bit is North America, and you have all the military air force bases.
Yeah.
So the civilian air bases, they are neutral. You don't get anything from there, but you can land if you want.
Roger that. Cool.
North, south, I see it.
And if what we're going to do, we're going to agree. Blues today are going to agree a mission. We're going to create our own mission in this dynamic campaign. We're not going to tell the Reds what it is. The Reds have got to essentially react to their early warning systems and stuff like that, so they might not even be in the same area today. Is there any limit as to what we can make our mission, if you know what I'm saying? Do we have to go in a certain area, or how has that been handled, or can we do anything we like?
For the first few days, you mostly just have your carrier group and the northwestern airfields, because Mozdok is still being refitted to accept your aircraft. So as the campaign progresses, that airfield becomes available for the final push to the Zatyevskan capital city. So basically you start sweeping from the northwest to the southeast.
Northwest, southeast, gotcha.
The other thing to bear in mind for this first mission is that it's primarily going to be a seed mission.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And speaking of seed, I did some research. I looked up typical Middle Eastern SAM networks, what they're comprised of, roughly their numbers, and I recreated one, essentially. So you're fighting a very realistic defense network here.
Unlike normal, basically. So we've got realistic emplacements and stuff like that by the sounds of it.
Yeah. The placements are mutual support and appropriate numbers and locations, and it's just, yeah.
Right. Now, what are the rules regarding playability? I.e., if you die, that's it. You get 1 life per mission.
1 life per mission, yes.
And does that apply to the Reds as well, or do the Reds just keep coming at you?
Well, basically, Red is supposed to be a nation, and I'm sure they have more than 3 pilots.
Right. Okay. It's fine. Anyone got questions for Coffee before we send them off, so we can start talking privately?
Are blue lives enforced, or is it just, how do I say, gentleman's agreement?
Gentleman's agreement.
So if I lag out, I can still grab a new plane, right?
Roger.
If it's a lag issue, yes.
Yeah, and I can.
But if you fuck up your landing, if you fuck up your takeoff, that counts as a lost aircraft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
So don't do it like we had yesterday. I have a question, Coffee. The planes, the groups that you've given us, those aircraft, are those the only aircraft we have, or do we have other types of aircraft?
Blue 4 has Western Coalition aircraft, mostly just American ones, but America, as a country in this game, is basically given all the Western aircraft. So you have those for your choices. However, because it's set like that, you don't have the Su-25T. So you're stuck with
Damn you.
Harriers and Viggens and other kinds of, let's call a little improvised seed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fine. We'll use what we've got available. Damn, F-18s, please. Fine. Any other any questions before we send them away, guys?
I've just got a thing for the future of the campaign. If you want to have some recon, you can send so-called scouts, but they can't scout the entire fucking map in one go. So you need to kind of focus your search to an area, and if they find something in there that's worth destroying, I'll
add it in.
Make it happen.
Yeah, fine. All right. I think we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to get feel for this basically, and work from there.
Does Blue have GCI?
There is a carrier group, and carrier group does come with E2s.
Cool, so we can have GCI to help us out. That would be extremely useful in such a complicated situation. Okay, good. Coffee, clear out. This may take a little bit longer than normal because obviously we've got a lot of understanding to get, but we'll be in touch as soon as we can.
Okay, well, I'm not going to spoil it, although I know where some of the locations are because I've been testing it. I'm not going to spoil it because that defeats the entire purpose of it. But what I will say is that the first mission, you're not going to know where the targets are. So the first probably 2 or 3 days is going to be a case of hunting down targets and destroying them.
Oh, I hate realism.
It's the same way that any nation would be if they overtake, unless if they were going to attack. Because let's face it, unless you're going to fly a spy aircraft low enough for like a third world country to be able to spot SAM sites, they're just not going to know where they are. You'll be able to use like RWRs. You'll be able to do. It's going to be a seed mission.
What about like the AWACS? They can use their radars. We can have them find all the SAMs and shit.
No, only mean it was in the Eland aircraft, basically.
They're only going to find aircraft. You're not going to find the SAM sites with them. So to find the SAM sites, it's going to be wild weaseling. It's going to be RWR spiking. It's going to be find a site, take it out. Find a site, take it out. And it's going to be eyes on swivels, keeping your RWRs in your hand, making sure that you're not ignoring an RWR because you think, oh well, I know that one's miles away. You've got no idea where they are.
Just send in the Vigans with their recon pods, I guess.
Yeah, this is all Vigans and AV-8B work, isn't it? By the sounds of
The
things.
F-15s are perfect recon aircraft for this because they're fast. They have good.
It's too expensive. We can't use them.
You've only got a handful of them. If you
just can't die.
If you lose them in the first couple of missions, then that's it for the campaign. There are no more F-15s. And when they start bringing out issue 27s, we're bollocks.
Yeah, hence, don't
I
use
will
an
be
F-15.
mad at you if you destroy my chance of using one.
We just can't die. We just can't put people in them who are going to die at all.
Okay, I'm going to be a Vigan or an AV. Anyone wants to come Viganing with me? I don't fancy doing it on my own. AV-8B then, for Cap. Do we want wingman pairs? Or wingman pairs seems a better idea than a four ship going in and getting ploughed by one S300 site.
Not only that, but you have to bear in mind that those guys, they don't know where we're going to come from. We could go all the way from Gadata, we could go all the way south of Beslan. They don't know. That's the whole point of this campaign. So they're going to have to spread themselves out to find us. They've only got MiG-21s. Okay, yes, they've got some GCI, but it's not very good GCI. So if we use terrain masking and we use splitting the force up and we don't go in as a big blob, we've got a much better chance of actually getting something done.
So go ahead.
You just have to make a point of it is going to be a case of you take some armament that you think can deal with any sort of SAM site that you think you're going to come up against. Don't expect it to be like the normal scenarios where you've got an S300 site and it doesn't have a close range IR SAM defending it. These will have.
Okay.
So Maverick's not working on the AV-8Bs is a bit of a fucker.
Just getting close, use Unis.
Not with IR SAMs there, you won't.
This is going to be brutal.
You sidearm standoff or nothing.
It's going to be an educational experience for everyone because it's a step up from what we've been doing before, but it's going to mean that you're fighting the enemy rather than necessarily just fighting Red 4. Whereas normally on missions we have Red 4 and they're just circling a bit overhead waiting for us and they know exactly what we're going to do. They can't do that this time because they've got no idea what we're going to do. We don't know what we're going to do yet. So how do they...
Right, so...
Do we know where we're starting from?
As a mindset, before we even get into any tactics, as a mindset, I suggest we use conservatism rather than liberalism and we just try and concentrate on staying safe rather than as a, to get into things. And we can start mapping things in our mind then and where sites are, rather than charging in and trying to launch rockets and stuff at things.
Question.
Go, hello.
Once the site has been found, will that be put on a map if it's not destroyed?
Yeah, so that will be there forever through the whole campaign. So find a way of logging that in your head, or put a dot on the map, and then we'll mark it on our piece of paper when we get back as our campaign marker, and then we'll start to map it out.
Don't rule out the fact that they could move. Because if it's like a real SAM site and they get struck but not destroyed, the enemy's not going to leave them there to be struck again.
Yeah.
And if you take out the radar, they still just get another one.
Okay, so for this mission, should we just all stick to non-F-15s, 3rd gen, and just get a feel for it?
Yeah, I mean, what I'd suggest is for this one, everyone take something they're comfortable with and get a feel for it. Realistically, I was kind of hoping that Star was going to be here because I was going to take him and I in Vigans to go and try and find stuff for people to blow up.
I can fly Vigan.
Me and you will take Vigans then. And basically the idea is that we'll have flare pods, we'll have jamming pods, and we'll be jinking nice and low and using our RWRs to make nails calls so that the flight leaders for the other flights have a vague idea of where SAM sites are. Bear in mind, we won't be able to give you ranges, only bearings.
Yep.
And this is...
Nothing will be able to get ranges. Nothing. Apart from going over that side, nothing is...
Surely we could triangulate it.
you will be able to a degree, yes, but the only way you're really going to get a range is if you see an SA6 site pop up on your RWR, and if it's on the inner circle or the outer circle. But we don't have that in a vegan. We just get nails.
On the Harrier, it's just how strong the signal strength is. It's not a distance range.
Yeah, it's true. It's just no use.
Just
Really,
fog of
guys.
war.
It is useful in a combat situation because the stronger the signal, you can determine the lethal threat range.
Oh, well, Auntie's got a point. Fog of War will be on because they use arcade mode, the Reds do. So Fog of War will be on. So we will be able to see it. If you just press F10, you'll see the sights flip up as soon as they lock you. So we can cheat, basically. So
Great.
if they cheat, we cheat at the end of the day.
Bloody hell.
Okay, that's good. Right, so in this case, yeah, where are we starting from? I haven't got a clue. You could tell me.
There's only there's two options that we have. You've got Beslan in the top right, or you've got the carrier group. That's the only two options for the start of the campaign.
Beslan for sure. I don't want to take off a fucking carrier every time. It's terrifying.
It will change as the campaign goes on, but for the start, that's how it's going to be.
Does everyone?
Cap, we need to get you to land on the carriers again with the hook.
I can land, but it's dangerous, and we've got one life. You know, it's the last thing we want to be doing.
No, it seems there's a bug in the open beta where if you catch the last wire on the
doesn't matter.
your plane explodes.
We don't have Kuznetsovs, and you don't have Su-33s.
Yeah, I know. I just want to see Cap explode.
So we were happily with Beslan there. It's a good safe start, and hopefully he's put some SAMs there, so they're not just going to come and base camp us. Right.
They won't. This is done in the good spirit of the game. They're not going to come and do something that's going to fuck us over because they want this to work as much as we do.
Okay, well, with that bearing in mind, let me just make sure I am recording. I am. What do you guys have any idea where you want to go to start getting a feel? I mean, right over the mountains is perfect for us. We can get in the foothills just south of the Caucasus and start looking for stuff.
I thought he wanted us to start northwest, like above Sochi.
We're starting at Beslan.
Good answer, Sakumi, I guess.
He said northwest to southeast.
Northwest.
Yes, he did. He said
bad.
so. Their final city is, Tbilisi or whatever,
Right.
and we start very opposite,
So-
northwest, which is Krimsk.
No, we said I was told we're starting either Beslan or an aircraft carrier.
Okay.
No, that might have been me getting it wrong. I'll check it in a second because I've got the mission.
Yeah, I'd ask Coffee because that's what I heard him say.
Yep.
Okay, so let's assume we're starting somewhere north of Sochi, like Maykop or somewhere. I mean, we're gonna have to make that assumption.
So, what are we actually doing? Fan flights or?
It's got to be. I would say pairs for
Recon.
safety. You can't risk getting a full flight discovered and shot down.
No, my question is, can I go and rocket or runway or something?
Yes, but what use would it have any use? Would it do anything? Rocket Goddardo? I don't see it being any use. I think Seed is the only really useful thing of doing in this campaign, as far as I can see. Taking down seed sites until they've got no more SAM network. Does anyone disagree with that? And you can do that, Sherman. F5 is excellent at doing this job. Elo's found that out once they've discovered where they are. But yeah, as far as I can see, that's the only useful mission. We may discover things. We may go on that sea mission and discover, we found I don't know, I can't think of anything off top of my head. We may have found another site somewhere that needs blowing up, and then we can decide to attack it.
A cure for cancer research facility.
There we go. We'll take that motherfucker right out. So for the time being, I think we head into the northwest section.
Was that bad taste?
No, not at all, not for us. We head north of Gwadada. We stick in the mountains, foothills. Obviously, number one, careful of the MiG-21s. But apart from that, we look around and search for sites, SAM sites. We have a GCI try and help us triangulate them. And we start to get fixed on them. And if we can move in and do some damage, that would be great. If not, at least we've got some positions of them and rough strengths of them. I need a drink, man.
Most of the aircraft are based in the northwest. So it's Maykop, Novorossiysk up there.
Roger. Okay. Awesome. So I might as well team up with. We've got an odd number of things, so I might as well Vigan with Trash in that case. Then.
Question.
That leaves us pairs of Harriers there.
We have Sochi, right? That's ours, right? Part of Russia.
No, there's not Sochi.
Oh, we don't get Sochi.
Don't forget Sochi. I think Sochi's a thingamy airbase. I think it's a civilian airbase.
Okay, so
Is it?
Sherman, you can take your 3 tigers all together, I suppose. You're a good fighting force. I guess you're gonna be in the mountains with us, so you're gonna be looking for things and being Cap, basically. I guess that's your job. You're not gonna be looking for really seed stuff as much as we are. Harrier, sort yourself in pairs. Atomic gunbow, static. Hang on, P-Man.
P-Man, are you in a vegan now?
This is messing things up.
Yeah, I'm going to be. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So they can fly.
So Atomic Gunbow and Static 1 Harrier Group, Seethor Tender Harrier Group 2, P-Man Signore Vegan Group 1, Trash Cap Vegan Group 2. It looks like we've got a couple of Eagles still, so there's not a great... The F-15 Eagles won't actually be able to really do any fighting because they'll be up high, and those S-300 sites will keep them 60 miles away from the area. So I guess the F-15s are useful for watching and looking and being our eyes, essentially.
And just in case some MiGs get close, right?
Well, you won't get 60 miles with near us because you'll be up high using a radar, and those S-300s.
Don't think you can come in because you'll fucking die.
Yeah, you'll die to MiG-21s if you come in and try and fight. So that's the F-5's job. They'll be our Cap because they'll be down in the mountains with us.
It would be better if you hopped in your 3rd gen jet.
Yeah, seriously.
It's just more helpful.
Let's just get a feel for this before we lose. How many F-15s?
I'd strongly suggest no one takes an F-15 in this. They're just pointless, and the same for the Mirage.
Because
all you're going to do is you're just going to waste the airframe. Because if you crash it, if you run out of fuel, if you crash it on takeoff or landing, then it's an airframe that's gone this early in the campaign for no benefit.
Also, it's an air superior. It's designed for one thing.
I'm going to interrupt you for a real quick moment. I forgot to mention there are high-value targets scattered across South Sierska. So as you progress, I will let you know where they exist, and as days go on, I hope you hit them.
Are we allowed an example of what a high-value target is? Because we were trying to think what they might be, and I can't think of anything apart from a
university that's having a school day.
I can't think of anything.
For example, there's a munitions factory, there's a training camp, there is a military research center.
And would they be identified some way, like they've got AAO around them or something like that?
Yes.
Right there.
They won't be undefended.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Then we can locate them. That's fine.
Yes, but give me the password when you want to...
I've given it to Recall already, so...
We'll be heading in very shortly.
Alright, cheers.
Yeah, so regards to the Eagles, they're air superiority fighters, and they can't operate in SAM-nets, as we know. They're essentially as useless as a MiG-21 in a SAM-net.
What about the Mirage? Sonic, what do you plan on doing?
It'll be bombing down in the deck.
Bombing?
I guess.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise we had A-10s. I made a mistake there, right.
Did we really?
Yeah, we do have A-10s.
Yeah.
Is that a useful weapon? I can't even think.
We have Mavericks and things like that. We can high altitude bomb.
Okay, we best have Sonic.
I don't know.
We best have Sonic hold back a little bit, and we find targets for him maybe, and then he can come in and do the killing. That might be a good idea, mightn't it?
In an A-10?
I guess so. He can do duck behind hills. I mean, you know more than me, but I think that sounds like an idea. Okay, cool. So we've got our frequencies. Dagger, phase 1 and phase 2. We might as well be in the same frequency, so our pairs can talk to each other. Apart from that, any questions? I won't give any restrictions about when you can take off. So take off whenever your flight is ready to take off. We'll try and use the same runway. We'll declare which one on global. All I can think of is Harrier. Buttons.
Well, go in a Harrier if you like. Blood's just turned up.
Oh, 5 minutes. Roger, maybe I will.
Well, I'll breathe blood anyway. And then if you want to go in a Harrier, you go in a Harrier.
No, I'm going to stick with this now because I need to practice anyway. Oh, Figgins, remember not to put yourself in nav mode until we're about to take off.
radio check 243.
Roger. Viggins, does anyone know the ID for the airport that we're at?
9005.
Oh. Huh. Go figure. What's the Herc for, chaps?
But not radio check 140.
Roger. What are you doing? You don't come on Mondays.
My thing is cancelled tonight, so. Hey, blood. Right. This is going to be edited highlights. You already know roughly what was going on because I told you about it before. Yeah, massive stamina. We need to slowly pick it apart, ready to, for further operations. Yeah, so this mission's going to be sort of wild weaseling with Viggins, providing eyes and ears for the guys in the A10s and the Harriers, basically. Right, so we're not actually hitting anything. Well, I'm taking stuff anyway, in case the target of opportunity presents itself, but we're not going to be specifically tasked with something. I would have thought that we're probably better off getting in reasonably low in pairs, giving nails and bearings on global so that those guys can try and coordinate actually spotting stuff. I don't think it's going to be crucial for the first mission or two for us to actually strike targets. We need to find them first.
Roger, here's what we can do. If we take the jamming pods, we can put them into scanning mode, and we can, once we land, we can, provide useful information.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a pair of 24Js, jammer, flare pod, and a couple of Mavericks.
Yeah, sounds good. Unless we want to take an extra couple of sidewinders instead of the Mavericks.
Well, yeah, but knowing our luck, we'll come across a SAM site we can actually hit and won't have anything to hit it with.
Cap's got 4 Mavericks.
Yeah, do we have any kind of cap to protect us against the MiGs?
There's some F5s. 243.
German.
So, just some F5s?
Yeah, there's some F5s, and there's some Harriers. The Harriers are arming up for strike packages, and they're going to use their own RWRs and sidearms. Right, that's what they're supposed to be doing. Whether that's actually what they do or not, I don't know. Delta and Kilo, right?
What are you planning to do with it?
I'm intending not to get shot down.
Right, if you want it to jam, you want Bravo and Kilo. If you want to receive signals, then I think you need Alpha and Golf.
FM.
Regards countermeasures, there's nothing else you need apart from just turn the first one to 1, isn't it?
Turn to 1 and then you just need to press the 1 button to activate. Press it again to deactivate.
A-firm.
Right, P-man, should we go as a pair, and Trash and Cap, you go as the other?
A-firm.
FM.
Are we attached to any group, or...?
No, it's primarily going to be a case of us going out, and we haven't got takeoff orders or anything else like that. Just get airborne as soon as we can, go and start finding stuff for them to shoot.
Roger. Roger, should we go on to a separate frequency?
Yeah, we can do. Just go 141, and then we can drop down if we need to. So, Cap, we're going to go on 141 if you need us.
I'll get you on 243 if I need to.
Okay.
Okay, Trash, I need to know which one's you.
I'm just moving out to one of the rivetments. I'm in 2.
Trash, which name are we? What's our flight name?
Trash, it's called Hammer. 71's taking up from Tower. Hammer taking off from the other runway 22.
Ready? We'll have to go without 3, he's not going to get here in time, we're holding people up.
Alright, that's run. Traffic, camouflage, ready for departure, 22 millimeter sec. Brakes set. Throttle up. Release. Now. Now. Gear up now. And turning gently left. Just tower, Sabre 4, ready for departure, runway 22. Hammer message.
Send.
We're airborne. Do you have anything specific you want us to do?
I know the Vigans are out, so if you can trail the Vigans and just keep us safe, that would be handy. Just keep it low.
Copy.
Advise we go mill power so 3 can catch up.
Cap, P-man.
Send.
Coming out of burner, setting 90%. Blood and I are going to run east, north of the mountains, drop down through the mountains, and then run west RTB with our pods in scan mode. What this will enable us to do, it will actually produce a data file when we land, which will give us rough positions of DataNet for future missions.
Roger, do you want phase 2 then to just look for target of opportunity?
Negative. You can do the same thing or do something similar, coordinate with the Harriers and everything else, giving them bearings of your nails or spikes in case they actually have the opportunity to strike. But in this mode we won't be able to provide you with specific bearings. This is a a recon mission in the hope that mission 2 is going to be a lot more accurate than mission 1.
A firm. Speed check. 1.
800 Ks. Crossing that ridge, we might get nailed above it.
A firm.
Check left, staying on the right hand slope, upper crest almost. To the lowlands again. If you get spiked, then I will reverse and then we do a creeping line search.
Okay.
There's something 12 o'clock, top of the mountain, 8 miles.
Let's go and find it.
Might be just snow actually.
Snow.
Confirmed snow. Staying to the right hand side of the hill.
Any signs of MiGs taking off? Harriers, what's your progress?
Saber 1 is heading towards the coast and Saber 2 is ready to start. By any chance, does anybody know how to turn on the self-test of the RWR and the HMC? Look in the upper comms panel under the comms to the north. Yeah, if that doesn't work, to luck. Okay, thanks.
Have you found something, Trash?
Negative, if we go any further we should be well in range. Just going north-south, doing a line search.
Roger.
See what we can record. From what? What mode do we need to have this on to record data? We're passing under Harriers at the moment. Don't know whether we'll make it to the Liggins in time for your first event run.
Roger, conserve fuel, Sherman. I don't think we're in any danger this far out.
Copy, I do have a pop-up group though.
Roger. Okay, 1 and 2 are nearly hitting the coast.
Yeah, we should leave the foothills soon and then I'll come left again.
Hey, firm. Tally, something out to sea. 1 o'clock. Gone. Scratch that. Buildings.
Turn left, short of the hill at by 11 o'clock, 1 to 2 miles. Just resting, if something comes up, I'd dig down to the left. Yeah. There's something right above us. Careful, you see that line in that mix. What is that? Spike, right beam. Okay, coming left to avoid. Roger. And we had to have a flashing past. I lost control. I don't know what the hell's going on. What the fuck? Is this a connection thing? Completely lost control. We are attacked. We are attacked.
That's the situation, Trevor.
Ammo lead is under attack. Evading north. Dumping ordnance.
Have you got a man on that Sherman? Have you got a man on that Sherman?
Negative flight. Look. Core altitude with us, diving down. What is that? Yeah, he could be hostile. Look to your left. Recouping gauge and it's on plotting the map. Fuck, scared the shit out of me, dude. I couldn't see him on the A10. Or I mean, F10. My bad. Hammer's under attack, Hammer. Okay, bail out.
Still under attack, Trash?
Negative. I could shake him. I took some damage. I need to repair.
Copy.
But I should have some alien information in my pods.
Good man, download that.
Chevy flight has completed our objective. We dropped down through the mountains, got lots of good data. There's heavy SAMs all the way from Sukumi up to Gadata. We also saw the dogfighting that was going on as well, but I think we escaped without being spotted over.
Okay, URTB.
Paper. Yeah, I've lots of good footage though, because we were dodging shit all the way through that.
the guys still in the active area?
I think they're running. Nothing at the moment. I'm concentrating heading back, so I'm almost bingo fuel. I've lost most of both my Harriers on the left and left. I've got something on my tail look.
Capping a bigger. No, I'm far away though, I'm far away.
Six looks clear. Gonna try and leave him in the mountains if I can. Traffic, crash finals 2-2.
Okay, Tommy, I'm on your ass half a mile. Negative, Seavor, Seavor. Are you all good, Atomic?
Roger, I'm fine. I'm damaged, not sure if I make it home.
Okay, I'll look out for you.
Good, I make it.
Good man.
Make up traffic.
Chevy flight inbound, currently 20 kilometers to the south for run and break.
Okay, Harriers, you look safe. I'm going to leave you behind.
Roger. What's the current plan?
Get to make up.
Begin taxiing in, you're smoking. Yeah, I took kids. Sonic on final, runway 22.
Chevy flight initial.
IP cap approaching from the south for run and break.
Lead approaching from the south, 16 miles per hour.
Cap initials.
Chevy lead final. Chevy 2 finals.
Cap on the brake. 2-2 full stop.
Tarmac initial. Sonic has vacated the runway.
Chevy lead runway vacated.
Cap final. Cap going round.
Chevy 2 vacating. Initials. Tarmac entering down runway.
Cap final.
runway 22 full stop. 71 bound.
Cap runway vacated.
I don't have full engine power, so we'll see.
Did you survive, Trash?
Trash affirm. Got 3 unit hits, should be good. Blood and I have got lots of data we've got to process from the recon pods, but we'll put that into the...
Roger, should we terminate now?
Yeah, when you're done with whatever you're doing for Seth.
So we basically flew an ELINT mission gathering data on the various emitters. So we flew north of the mountains along the, following them along, and then turned towards the coast past Sakumi. We then followed the coast back up towards Sochi at very low level, being hit by having been fired upon by several missile launchers. But we were getting spikes, nails left, right, and centre, which has all been recorded inside our jamming pods. And we now have the data for all that, which gives us rough locations of all the SAM sites.
Yes, it does. I will give you. Let's say, how accurate would you say it is?
It tells what it does is it gives you a northwest and a southeast.
Yeah, it gives like a box
square.
But
yeah, and the accuracy depends on various factors. So
So does it sound fair if I give you target coordinates within like 5 miles?
Yeah, what we will do after this, we will find out exactly how big a square it's given us, and we'll work it out from there.
Yes.
Yeah, the actual readouts I think give you information as to how accurate the feedback is, depending on how long you're exposed to the nails.
Yeah, it's a combination of how long you're exposed and how different, how spread out your points were. Because if you have 2 coordinates like 30 miles away, and they're roughly in the same position, the triangulations can be very inaccurate. But if you have 1 point on one side and 1 point on another side, it's going to be a lot more accurate.
I've got a couple of mine where the first and last signal was only 7 seconds apart, so that one's not going to be massively accurate. Whereas I've got one that was 10 minutes apart.
Can I have a picture of this? Does it give you a nice picture that I can put up?
It gives you a text document filled with some slightly opaque data.
What is it? Does it look sexy? Can I sell it to the internet?
Maybe.
Look at these words.
People might say, "Oh, we want to see what the ELINT says." And
well, that'll make a good thing for the brief for tomorrow's mission.
Good
Wednesday's
man.
mission.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm not here Wednesday, so we'll do Thursday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yes. When we do the mission on Thursday, then we'll have this data put onto the briefing map, and we'll say on the back of the mission we did last time, this is the data that the Vigans gathered, and here are the boxes that show you roughly where some of the SAM emplacements are, which will mean that we can actually then do a more coordinated seed mission because we've got some destinations to aim at.
Yep, that's what I did for the Warlord mission that I made. Those squares that I had with the SA3 sites were from ELINT data from a Vigan.
Well, I never.
Also, we have a suggestion in future missions. Imagine we want to hit a target, but we want some aerial photos of it. We run the Vigans with a sort of fake reconnaissance mission, and we were thinking we can bind the screenshot button to our triggers, so we overfly the target, press the trigger a load of times, and get loads of photos.
That would be sweet.
That sounds good to me.
I'd like to do that. Okay, let's not dwell on you anymore. Trash talk with your mouth, mainly.
Yeah, back up, just copied down the data from my Nemo. Well, we're doing line search. Pretty silent all the way until we jumped the last ridge line. Got some spikes, then we were jumped, lost Signore, I could escape, and then returned home.
Wicked.
Yeah, you had some 23 Mac and you.
Exciting. Okay, Harrier flight. What did you achieve?
I didn't achieve anything. I fired one Magnum off and then ran away.
Ah, excellent. Did you get shot down?
No, I survived. And I landed back at base and didn't even bend the airframe.
Well, you didn't bend my airframe. Excellent. Well done, Harrier flight.
I got a couple of sidewinders off, but side arms, but I'm not sure what I hit, and then I got shot down by some unknown aircraft behind me.
Goddamn MiG-21.
You hit a tree. And MiG-21 got you.
Boo. Oh.
Auntie.
That what UK means.
What else? I can't remember what other groups we had.
Hammer, we flew over a Tunguska site and got shot down.
Not exactly. So we initially hooked up with the Harriers. We essentially shadowed them from beneath. We were getting SA-3 nails, and we were like, you know what? Let's go and perform a rocket run on them. So I got pretty much almost within the range, and then suddenly I had about 3 missiles out on me in various succession. Elo got hit with 1. I got hit by about 3, which, as it turns out, was from an infrared SAM down there. And as I was turning around to attack, I got knocked out by the unseen Tunguska.
Roger. We're gonna have to find a way of killing these stupid IR SAMs. But okay, fair enough. Is everyone covered? Is there anyone else? I can't remember.
Well, Saberflight killed a MiG and had a dogfight with another and got away.
Were you flying Harriers?
Harrier, yeah.
Good. I look forward to looking at how many MiG kills did we get out of interest?
Like 2.
Sweet, that'll do. Alright, I'll see you guys who are not armouring. I'll see you on Thursday for the follow-up.
Roger that.
Thursday flight, thank you.